What if I told you the greatest enemy you'll ever face isn't some external force? What if it's been living inside your mind, whispering doubts and fears your entire life? This is the shocking premise of a book so controversial it was hidden from the public for over 70 years. Napoleon Hill's masterpiece, Outwitting the Devil. Imagine this: Napoleon Hill, the legendary author of Think and Grow Rich, manages to corner the devil himself and forces him into a brutal, no-holds-barred confession. And what he learns is terrifying. The devil reveals that he doesn't need chains, fire, or pitchforks to control humanity. His methods are far more subtle and far more effective. He uses our own minds against us. Think about it. That little voice that says, "You're not good enough. It's too risky, or maybe you should just do it tomorrow." That's not you. According to Hill's encounter, that's the devil's favorite tool: fear. Fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of failure, fear of what other people will think. He preys on these fears to keep us small, to keep us from ever reaching our true potential. But fear is just the beginning. His second most powerful weapon is what he calls drifting. You know that feeling, right? Aimlessly going through your days without a clear purpose. Scrolling endlessly, letting life just happen to you instead of making things happen. This lack of definite purpose creates a vacuum, and the devil is more than happy to fill that void with negativity, doubt, and distraction. He loves it when we're just drifting along because a drifter is easy to control. A drifter never builds anything, never achieves anything significant, and never discovers the immense power locked within their own mind. And that brings us to his third secret weapon: mental laziness. He thrives when we stop learning, stop thinking for ourselves, and just accept the opinions and beliefs handed to us by our environment, by the news, by society. When we stop questioning and stop seeking knowledge, our minds become soft and pliable, easy to mold and manipulate. He confesses that this combination of fear, drifting, and mental laziness is how he successfully enslaves 98% of humanity, keeping them trapped in a cycle of mediocrity and quiet desperation. But here's the good news: no remaining 2% know how to break free. They know how to outwit him. They've discovered the secret to reclaiming control of their own minds. They practice definiteness of purpose, they cultivate self-discipline, and they never, ever stop learning and thinking for themselves. They transform fear into fuel and turn procrastination into powerful action. Hey, the war for your mind and your destiny is happening right now. Are you part of the 98% being controlled, or are you ready to join the 2% who are free? If you're ready to break the invisible chains and unleash your true power, make sure you subscribe and turn on all notifications. We're going to dive deeper into these strategies in our next video. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. Imagine this: it's 1938. The world is crumbling under the Great Depression. Napoleon Hill, the man who interviewed Andrew Carnegie and unlocked the secrets of success in Think and Grow Rich, is at his lowest point. Broke, threatened, hiding from enemies. In a moment of desperation and clarity, he decides to confront the ultimate adversary, a person, not society, but the force behind every failure, every broken dream. He sits down and interviews the devil himself. What follows isn't fantasy. It's a raw, unfiltered confession that the devil never wanted you to hear. Hill forces His Majesty to spill every dirty secret about how he enslaves billions without ever lifting a finger. And the most terrifying part, the devil admits he controls 98% of humanity, not through fire and brimstone, not through possession or deals signed in blood, through something far more insidious: your own mind. Welcome to Chapter 1 of our series, Outwitting the Devil, Reclaiming Your Mind from Invisible Chains. If you're drifting through life stuck in a job you hate, scrolling endlessly, procrastinating your dreams, this is where the truth hits hardest. The devil doesn't need to chase you. He just waits for you to hand him the keys. Let's dive straight into the interview. Hill starts aggressive. "Who are you, really? And why do you claim to rule over so many? The devil laughs cold. Echoing laugh and replies, I am the negative energy that occupies the unoccupied space in every human brain. I have no physical form, no horns, no pitchfork. I am the drifting habit. I am fear itself. And yes, control 98 out of every 100 people on this planet. Hill presses. How? What gives you such power? The confession begins. First bombshell. The devil doesn't create evil. He exploits your laziness. He explains that every mind is a battlefield between two forces: positive faith, love, hope, definite purpose, and negative fear, doubt, procrastination, aimlessness. The positive force comes from what Hill calls infinite intelligence, that higher source of inspiration and power. The negative, that's where the devil thrives. He doesn't force entry. He slips in when you leave the door open. How does he get in? Through the habit of drifting. The devil boasts, drifting is my most effective weapon. People who think for themselves never drift. But those who do little or no thinking for themselves, they're mine. Drifters let circumstances, other people, newspapers, opinions, fears dictate their lives. They float like leaves in the wind, never choosing a direction, never mastering their own thoughts. Think about it. Are you deciding your path, or is life deciding for you? The devil says most people are drifters from childhood. Schools teach conformity, not independent thought. Parents pass on their fears. Religion, when misinterpreted, plants guilt and fear of punishment. Society rewards safety over boldness. By the time you're an adult, drifting is automatic. But the devil gets even more specific. He reveals his primary tool, the 6 basic fears that chain humanity tighter than any prison. 1. Fear of poverty. This one keeps you in a soul-crushing job, afraid to start that business or ask for a raise. I'll lose everything, you think? The devil whispers, better stay small and safe. 2. Fear of criticism, the killer of dreams. You don't share your ideas, don't create content, don't take risks because what will people say? The devil loves social media for this endless judgment, comparison, trolls. 3. Fear of ill health, hypochondria on steroids. You obsess over every ache. Avoid adventure, eat junk, because life's short anyway. The devil uses doctors, ads, and news to amplify it. For fear of loss of love, jealousy, possessiveness. Staying in toxic relationships because being alone is scarier than misery. 5. Fear of old age. I'm too old to start now. The devil convinces you your best years are behind you. 6. Fear of death, the granddaddy of them all. The ultimate paralyzer. No one knows what comes after, so the devil exploits the unknown to make you cling to a mediocre life instead of living fully. These aren't just emotions, they're weapons. The devil plants them early through parents who say, don't take risks, teachers who punish creativity, media that bombards you with bad news. Once rooted, they become automatic thoughts, and automatic thoughts become habits. And habits, they lock you in. Enter the hypnotic rhythm, one of the book's darkest revelations. The devil explains, any thought repeated often enough becomes a permanent habit through hypnotic rhythm. Once the rhythm sets in, it's nearly unbreakable. The mind becomes fixate like concrete. A drifter's mind hardens into negativity, failure, excuses. They attract more of the same through the law of harmonious attraction. Misery loves company, and I make sure they surround themselves with more drifters. Hill asks the killer question, but you have no power over some people. The devil snarls, correct? The non-drifters. Those who think independently. Who define a clear, burning purpose. Who discipline their minds daily. Who choose faith over fear. On them, I have zero control. They are my nightmare. He admits failure is his second best tool. Most people quit after 1 or 2 failures. I use failure to breed doubt, then drifting. But the non-drifter, failure becomes fertilizer. They analyze it, learn, persist. The chapter builds to the most chilling admission. The devil doesn't create your failures. You do by surrendering control of your mind. He only exploits the gaps you leave: indecision, procrastination, negative self-talk, acceptance of mediocrity. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," every time you scroll instead of create, every time you let fear win, you're feeding him. Hill ends the opening interview segment furious yet empowered. If fear and drifting are your weapons, then awareness is mine. Knowledge of your tricks disarms you, and that's the spark. The devil has confessed, but confession isn't defeat. It's the beginning of the war. This is just chapter 1, the foundation. We've uncovered the devil's playbook: drifting, fears, hypnotic rhythm, exploitation of mental laziness. The good news: once you see the game, you can stop playing it. But how do you actually break free? How do you become one of the 2%? That's coming in the next chapters. Deeper into the fears, the childhood programming, the schools and churches trap, and the exact principles to build an unbreakable mind. If this hit you, you're recognizing the drifting in your own life, drop a comment below. Which of the 6 fears grips you the hardest right now? Fear of poverty, criticism, death. Smash that like button if you're ready to fight back. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a chapter. We're going deep into how to outwit the devil for good. Your mind is the battlefield. Don't let him win another day. Pause for a second. Breathe right now, in this exact moment. You've just stared directly into the devil's favorite mirror. You saw the reflection of drifting not as some abstract idea, but as the quiet thief that's been stealing your days, your energy, and your potential. It's been happening one autopilot scroll, one "I'll start Monday," one "it's too risky" at a time. The devil didn't lie. He boasted, because the truth is both ugly and beautiful. 98% of people drift because it's easier than deciding. It's easier than choosing discomfort over numbness. It's easier than owning their thoughts instead of renting them out to fear, popular opinion, and old habits. But here's the part he desperately hopes you miss. You are watching this right now because something inside you refuses to stay in that 98%. That sting you just felt. That quiet voice saying, "This is me, but I don't want it to be." That is not weakness. That is the first spark of the 2%. That is infinite intelligence knocking, reminding you that you were never designed to just float along, you were built to steer. Drifting is not your destiny, it's a habit. And habits can be broken. The war for your life doesn't start when you're rich, confident, or ready. It starts the second you decide, "I will no longer let life happen to me. From this moment, I choose." You don't need permission. You don't need more time. You don't need to fix everything first. You just need one conscious, defiant choice, today, however small it seems. Write down that goal. Delete that distracting app for just 1 hour. Say no to the excuse you always make. Feel that resistance and do it anyway. Because every time you do, the hypnotic rhythm of drifting cracks a little more. The chains loosen. The devil's grip on you slips. You are not a leaf in the wind anymore. You are the wind, so stand up. Literally, right now if you can. And say this out loud, even if you're alone. Say, "I am done drifting. I choose my purpose. I master my mind. And I will never hand the keys to my life over again." Do you feel that? That electricity. That's power returning to its rightful owner. This is not the end of the battle. This is the beginning of you winning it. Chapter 3 is coming next. The 6 fears that chain humanity. We're going to name each fear, expose exactly how the devil plants and feeds them in today's world, and arm you with the antidotes that turn that fear into fuel for your success. If this message lit a fire in UF, you've just made that declaration. Even silently drop one word in the comments right now. Decided. Hit that like button if you're claiming your spot in the 2%. And subscribe and ring the bell so you never drift back into autopilot. We're going all the way to freedom together. Your future is not waiting for you to arrive. It's waiting for you to steer.